to the king and a lasting peace, to faction and to wealth increase. Come, let us drink while we have breath, for there's no drinking after death. And he that will this health deny, down among the dead men, down among the dead men, down, 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 down among the dead men, let him lie. In smiling Bacchus's joy I roll, deny no pleasures to my soul. Let Bacchus's health around briskly move, for Bacchus is the friend of love, and he that would this health deny, down among the dead men, down among the dead men, down, 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 down among the dead men, let him lie. May love and wine their rights maintain, and their united pleasures reign, while Bacchus's treasure crowns the board. We'll sing the joy that both afford, and they that won't with us comply, down among the dead men, down among the dead men, down, 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 down among the dead men, let them lie.
And it's all for my grog, my jolly, jolly grog, all for my beer and tobacco. Well, I spent all my tin on the laddies drinking gin, and across the western ocean I must wander. Where are my boots, my noggin, noggin boots? They're all gone for beer and tobacco. For the heels they are worn out, and the toes are kicked about, and the soles are looking out for better weather. And it's all for my grog, my jolly, jolly grog, all for my beer and tobacco. Well, I spent all my tin on the laddies drinking gin, and across the western ocean I must wander. Where is my shirt, me noggin, noggin shirt? It's all gone for beer and tobacco. For the collar is all worn, and the sleeves they are all torn. The tail is looking out for better weather. And it's all for my grog, my jolly, jolly grog, all gone for beer and tobacco. Well, I spent all my tin on the laddies drinking gin, and across the western ocean I must wander. Now I'm sick in the head, and I haven't gone to bed since first I came ashore from me slumber. For I spent all me dough on those laddies, don't you know? But across the western ocean I must wander. And it's all for me grog, my jolly, jolly grog, it's all for my beer and tobacco. Come on, lads! Well, I spent all my tin on those laddies drinking gin, and across the western ocean I must wander.
Good evening, everybody. How is everybody doing tonight? Of course you're laughing. I don't know why I expect anything else when I come in. Like, I don't know if it's my timing or you guys are just a bunch of fucking cut-ups.
No, we were just talking about HP Fox's character gouging out eyeballs. It's like, I wasn't expecting him to wake up. It's like, how did you expect him to not wake up? Good evening, everybody. I'm like, okay.
I think somebody gouging my eyeballs out would probably wake me up. I think that's a thing where I would just go, I feel like I'm in danger. Maybe I should be conscious.
Yeah, those poor guards is all I have to say.
How is everybody? How is everybody's week?
Pretty good.
Week's been good.
Yeah?
Sounds good.
Right on. My week so far has been awesome. I will talk about that more in a little bit because we have an announcement in case you haven't heard the announcement already. But before we get to the announcement, Zora, how was your week? What did you get up to?
What did I do? I enjoyed the rain because, that doesn't exist in California. That was fun. That was nice. I did a lot of adulting, actually. It was a lot of prepping for my sister's wedding, which is now less than 3 weeks away. So I was doing a lot of stuff for that, and just a lot of adulting.
Right on. Are they getting married there in where you are, or are they
Idaho?
Idaho.
So this weekend, right after work on Friday, I am flying up to surprise my sister for her bridal shower.
Hopefully she doesn't watch the stream.
She doesn't watch the stream.
Okay.
I don't even think they know what Twitch does.
Okay.
They might think it's, I don't know, a condition. I don't know. But
you get on the computer and you just you have seizures in front of it.
you're on it for so long.
Right. Anybody that is actually epileptic or has seizures, I did not mean any offense there.
Yeah. So it's really nice. So it's just a bunch of adulting and planning and making sure everything's in order for this weekend. So
right on.
Yeah. It's me.
HP Fox, you look tired as always. What did you get up to this week?
Aside from cutting people's eyes out yesterday, it was just work, lots of work.
Work.
Trying to get a lot of stuff done for the St. Jude fundraising month that we have coming up, because we have to somehow work it in so we can do adequate fundraising, but Hunter has to go out of town twice for family stuff, and we have launch events to do at the same time and all this stuff going on at once, but we're powering through. It's working out.
Family stuff IRL streams. That's my answer. It's probably not a very good answer.
I have no problem with that.
I'm not gonna get on that soapbox. Rojan, how was your week?
It's been pretty good.
Somebody change the topic.
Okay, well, last night we had our first character death.
On episode 3?
Episode 3.
Playing Call of Cthulhu? You're taking after me.
It wasn't my fault.
The classic DM.
Groudon's character Tickles ended up biting the dust because with one failed death save, he rolled a 1.
Yeah, so that's 2 failures right there.
Yep, so that was a total of 3. But I took some mercy on them. One, it was because it was episode 3, and I didn't want to make them jump through hoops to try to start resurrecting a friend.
That sounds familiar.
When we were so early on into it, and they were about 50, 60 feet away from a huge temple, so it fell in his favor. He's okay. Just started a huge project on my stream that I'm probably going to hate myself for, but I've planned to 100% clear Witcher 3 on Death March.
Have fun with that.
It was nice knowing you.
Yep. So that's going to be a very long project. So I'm going to keep coming back to it. It's not going to be something I'm playing through because right now it's the streams are pretty much going to primarily be focused on Dauntless because the new patch just came out today.
Yeah, I played a bit today.
Yeah.
They overhauled the menus and they look so much. They look and feel so much better now.
Yeah.
My big complaint is that the axe, which is what I really liked using, and the polearm are locked
out
at the beginning. I'm like, God damn it, I wanted my axe.
Thankfully, it's rather easy to get. It's just having to do your weapon dailies and whatnot.
Yeah, but that's, don't lock things behind paywalls, especially if it was available to me beforehand. Because I really enjoyed the axe and the earlier closed beta stuff.
I think that with that, the axe and the warpike are just were just thrown in there for tests, and once we see like the open beta come out and whatnot, like the axe and warpike will come back out as like base weapons, and the other weapons that they're going to be releasing in the game are going to be in their locked behind progression. And
that's fine, and they just should have said that.
Yeah,
I think. But I also didn't read patch notes, so if they did say it, I wouldn't know it anyway.
I didn't see anything, but so. I may have browsed over it.
Mags, how was your week? You're muted.
What?
There you go.
I wasn't muted.
Oh, you were just mouthing words and not saying anything.
No, I think I was just quiet. Sorry.
How was your week?
The week was good. Started the beta for the Stardew Valley multiplayer. It's buggy as fuck, but it's still a ton of fun.
Right on.
Can't think of anything else productive I've done that isn't the same as what I did last week, which is artwork.
Worked on art stuff?
Yeah.
Right on. Art stuff's always good, especially because I'm waiting on some things, so I'm happy to hear you working on art stuff. Yeah. Raven, how was your week?
My week has been good. Unfortunately, got to spend most of Monday in a Medi clinic because nothing serious. Just more of a had to go in for an appointment and ended up having to be there for like 3 freaking hours.
Yep.
But outside of that, BattleTech has been consuming my life. That's it.
I have a problem right now because I want to play BattleTech and I also want to play Frostpunk and I also want to finish all the stuff that I missed in God of War.
Okay.
So I'm just like, what do I do?
Here, priority. Finish God of War.
Well, I finished the story.
Do Frostpunk, and then get into BattleTech. Because Frostpunk, there is clear start and finish points.
That's true.
BattleTech, the campaign is literally like the opening, and then after that, the entire galaxy becomes open for you to play in.
Oh, God.
So if you're going to start, just be aware that you might not ever stop.
Months later, like, come out of my hole. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So just be warned if you're getting into it that you might not come out of it.
So no spoilers, but yeah, I finished God of War, I think last weekend, and holy shit. And that's all I'm going to say. Because I don't want to spoil things for anybody that hasn't played it and intends to. It's amazing. It's probably going to be my game of the year, unless something insanely drastic comes by to just blow it out of the water. But I don't see that happening. Let's see, what happened on my end this week? Well, why isn't the music in Firefox playing? It's because I didn't start it, that's why. There we go. And now that I've started it, I've just realized I gotta turn around and mute it in just a second. There was a huge announcement made yesterday. If you guys don't follow the channel on Twitter, fix that shit. Go follow us on Twitter so you know when we go live. I think it's social. I made the commands. I still don't know what they are half the time. So there's our Twitter account. Go follow that so you know when we go live. You get all the fun updates, all that good stuff. Speaking of updates, and yeah, now I need to mute Firefox. I have a thing to show you guys that I'm super, super excited about. It's the thing that I couldn't talk about for like 2 months, and I kept wanting to talk about it. And I was like, I can't fucking say anything because it hasn't been announced yet. But now I can say something, so I'm going to share it with you guys. So give me just a second. Stick around. We're gonna do a little thing, and we'll be right back. I just did a really loud yes, and chat couldn't hear me at all. But yes, I'm super fucking excited for that. So it's gonna be a D&D game that is run weekly on Saturday mornings for me, at the ass crack of dawn, not that early, at like 9 o'clock in the morning for me. And it's Bad News Baron, DJ Knight, Das Valdez, Daniel the Demon, Smashly, and Mike the Bard, and myself. And they wanted to do sci-fi D&D, so we're gonna play Spelljammer-ish. I'm just grabbing a whole lot of inspiration from Spelljammer for it, because Spelljammer hasn't actually been announced for 5th Ed, and I have some feelings that Wizards of the Coast may be working that way with Mordenkainen's Tome. Was it Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes or something like that?
Yeah.
Because they've got the Githyanki and the other Gith race that I can't remember the name of. Githari, thank you.
Yeah.
Are in there, and some leaks have shown that those are going to be possible player races. So my guess is, if you don't know the history of the Githyanki, it's a whole thing having to deal with Spelljammer and Illithids. There's a whole bunch of history there. So if they're not going to do Spelljammer officially for 5th Ed, I think they're at least going to help it out a little bit. But I'm super excited for that. Some of those guys have never played D&D before. Smashly I've DM'd before several times. Some of them are on other D&D games on different channels. Daniel the Demon is on one of Bubbernaut's games. But yeah, I'm super, super excited. And that's going to rotate through all of our channels. So make sure you follow our Twitter so that you do see the announcement. So if it's not on here, if it's on one of their channels, I'm sure we're going to be hosting it, but also so you can figure out where it's actually going to be at as well. But yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to that project, and I've been working on it now for like 2 months and haven't been able to say anything about it. But I'm super, super excited for that. Let's see. Who wants to give a rundown of what happened last week?
Actually, remember what
I
happened?
nominate Toka, actually, because it's
As do I.
Yeah, Toka.
What
happened last
the most
week?
metal thing happened last week is what happened. Well, we were planning on doing a mutiny in a couple days, and a couple wrenches got thrown into the gears of our plan. One being that that the ship we were on began to chase after a Tortle merchant ship with the plans to raid it, even though, that's technically against the code most pirates agreed to. This crew decided that, screw the rules, we want money. But we were about 12 hours behind it. So everybody was kicked back to work. Toka was sent back down to the galley to begin preparing a meal. Everyone else got thrown down to the bilges to clear it out, where they were jumped by 2 pirates wielding sabers. They were accidentally killed.
Squishiest pirates I ever seen.
And Arias didn't use his auto success on trying to lie to Mr. Pug. So Pug figured out, using his detective style and him being the one that set all this up, that the crew killed these 2 pirates. And Jenka, in desperation, used her charm spell on him. So they started planning things. Zoo went and got Toka, and then Toka became bloodthirsty and just said, let's kill him. Not listening to any reason, they killed Mr. Pug. Toka is now wearing Mr. Pug's head on his hip, wrapped in the pirate's favorite cat of 9 tails, and begins to drag the body upstairs, where they encounter 9 pirates that were a lot stronger than any of us realized. And the crew ended up dead, or I should say the group ended up dead. And we are now on... God, what is the ghost ship's name?
The Pauper's Fate.
The Pauper's Fate. Nobody being able to pay the entrance fee. So everyone is now down below on the Pauper's Fate in ghost form, rowing.
Yeah.
Oh, and Zoo was a total coward.
That might be fair.
I disagree. I formally disagree.
It's like I'm lodging a complaint with management. Yeah, go ahead and give yourself inspiration. You guys who don't know, if we hit 15 retweets for the show announcement, which you can find by hitting !tweet in chat, one of these guys will get an automatic success. So if you want to help out the crew, you can retweet. There's also a menu if you want to throw money at the party to help. You can do that too. It's never expected, but it's a way that you guys can influence the game if you'd like. Extra E there.
Sorry, I'm French.
There you go. So if you would like to help influence the show, those are ways that you can do that. So you guys found yourselves in the rowing quarters. I don't know what it's actually called. Of the Pauper's Fate, after having not being able to pay your life's balance for entrance into the afterlife. You find yourselves there with many other, let's call them crewmates of the Pauper's Fate. Other individuals who, for whatever reason in their lives, could not pay their life's balance. What are you guys doing?
Rowing the boat.
Who's next to me? Like, cause usually you're in like a queue.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, you were at the front of the rows, and the people next to you are not people that you recognize. One of them is an elf, another is a human, and then there's it's probably another human there with you. And it's set up in aisles of 2, so you've got 2, and then the center aisle, and then 2 more.
Okay. So I'm looking over to the one that's actually closest to me on the bench and just casually says, "So, been here long?"
He lets out this low sigh. He's like, 93 years. You were not even thought of when I was employed on this ship. And he just kind of goes back to rowing.
She kind of has the kicked puppy look, not like for herself, but just kind of like, I don't want to be here that long.
Did she say that out loud?
No, but the look is blatantly clear on her face, like, ugh.
Okay. Just curious. What about the rest of you?
Now I'm across the aisle on the other side from
Jenka.
Yep. No.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
You are now.
I am now, apparently.
Pretty sure it was Jenka.
Yeah, because I remember Zoo's behind me, and I think Toka's behind me as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Zoo was towards the back. Toka was in front of Zoo, and Jinka and Arias were side by side across the aisle from each other.
Yeah. Okay. So what is next to me? I'm going to keep rowing, but looking around. I kind of want an idea of...
There's a goblin next to you.
There's a goblin?
There is. He's dressed in pirate garb. Or, well, his spirit is dressed in pirate garb.
Good. Good. And behind me, I see everybody else, I assume?
Yeah, and there's a mixture of races aboard the ship. Most of them human, but you do see some additional tieflings and a couple of goblins and dwarves.
Okay. I'm just going to listen. Just sit there, row, and listen.
Okay. And you've only been there for about a half hour or so. And you hear the psst, psst coming from next to you.
Yes.
Hey, you're a new recruit, right? You just got here. Yeah, me too. I don't like the idea of spending eternity here. What? I assume you're probably the same mind. And it's the goblin.
I don't intend to spend eternity anywhere.
Well, I mean, you got to go somewhere when all this is over. I would rather spend that somewhere not here.
Yeah.
Well, we should figure out a plan. See if we can get off this fucking boat.
This is the goblin talking.
It is.
We'll see. My friends are here as well.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they don't want to spend their lives here, right? Or their afterlives, or whatever this is.
I have no idea what it is, but no, we have no intention of staying.
All right. Well, then let's figure out how to get out of here.
Just patience.
That's not a thing I'm good at.
Look at him.
He gives you this look like this motherfucker. All right, fine. Fucking jackass wants to spend eternity on a ghost ship. Fine, fuck it.
Quiet, and we'll figure out a plan.
I'm being quiet. I can't really be much quieter than this. Besides, the captain's not here. It's fine.
We did see the captain, didn't we?
Mhm.
Yes. Hmm. Well, just give us a moment, all right?
I mean, it's your afterlife, buddy. Whatever.
I mean, we're not going anywhere.
That's fair. But the longer we sit here, the longer we don't go anywhere.
Do you have someplace to be?
Yeah.
I
did
look
you ask
like
that
the
in
type
character?
of person that is going to plan something?
Wait, did Jinka ask that in character?
No, I was
Okay.
just like, what up, buddy?
I
Where you
really
going?
wanted you to have asked that in character. Sorry, what did you say, Raven?
I take one hand, put it on top of the goblin's head, and turn it to the right, and go, them? They're the ones that plan things. I just make sure it gets done.
That's the bulkhead.
Left?
Left. That's you. I've seen you. We've talked.
I'm pointing his head at Jinka.
Okay.
It's like that way.
The ones that came with you. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What'd you guys do? Mutiny?
Good guess.
And he snickers. Like, yeah, me too.
It was going sort of according to not the plan.
Well, you're here, so I'm guessing no, it didn't.
How
say
far
that in
back are
character.
like Zoo and Toga from me right now?
He's probably like 3 pews back. There we go. That's the word.
Just wait. We'll figure something out.
Yeah. I'm happy to help.
I just go back to rowing.
Okay.
Before I twist this goblin's head off like a top of a bottle.
And Jenka, you could probably hear that whole conversation. That goblin's pretty loud.
Oh yeah, I kind of mumble under my breath, going like, "Dumbass goblin."
Like, hey, I might be dumbass, but these big ears pick things up. I heard that. See if I help you get off this ship, stupid fucking tiefling.
You will.
Can I see the captain anywhere?
No. Last time you saw him, like you saw him when he weighed the scales. He did a walkthrough after all of you had found your seats, and then went aboard or up to the upper deck or the top deck. There we go. That's the word.
Hey, goblin.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to get up, or are we supposed to sit on our asses the rest of eternity?
I mean, you can if you want, but you'll just end up right back there.
You mean if I move and leave the area, I will come back here?
I mean, you can explore the ship if you want, but dawn every day you find yourself back here.
All right, it's good enough. I'm going to get up, and I am going to try and locate the captain. Not necessarily walk up to him, just try to find him.
Okay. So you get up and you kind of walk down the aisle, and your oar that you leave behind continues to row as the person that you were sitting beside is just doesn't say anything, is just doing their thing. And you get up and you get to the door and you push it open and it creaks and it just gives this low kind of scraping across the boards. And you walk into a stairwell, and off to the left of where the stairs kind of ascend, there's a hole in the ship that just drops through the bottom. Peeking over, you see this ethereal river of souls just that the ship seems to be sailing on. Some of them look as though they're kind of clawing at the bottom of the ship, trying to get purchase to climb into it. Others just have this distorted, screaming face as they whisk by.
I'm totally thinking of the very beginning of Hercules.
Yeah, that's
So creepy.
That's a very good reference. Yes.
But I don't see the captain.
Not in the stairwell, no.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep going then.
Okay, as you ascend to the top deck, you see other souls manning rigging, running back and forth, doing various tasks. One of them is climbing the main mast up to the crow's nest. The captain's standing on the stern. Is that the right part? The back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will eventually learn nautical terms. Standing on the stern by the wheel, a spyglass in one hand, his hand, a spyglass up to his eye in one hand, the other hand on the wheel, guiding it.
Okay, can I see what's on him? Anything that would stand out that's that looks either magical or anything of importance? Whether it's just keys or something.
So what he's got on him, as far as like accessories, I guess is the best term. Is he's got a scabbard and a sword on his hip. The other hip hangs a book and a compass.
Does the book have a lock around it?
Roll me a perception check. From what you can tell, it looks like it's just wrapped in leather, but the leather that it's wrapped in is tied to his belt. Okay. So it's like a leather string that is tied to the belt on one end and then wraps around the book 3 or 4 times and then is tied to the belt again.
Okay. So I don't see any keys or anything on him.
Nope.
Okay. Does it look like he is just kind of going with the flow, or does he look like he's determined, like he's trying to get somewhere?
He looks like he is scanning what passes for the horizon here, which is, you can see kind of the sea of souls that you're sailing across, arcing back and forth ahead of you. He's guiding the ship to keep it on the path towards whatever's on the horizon.
Okay, I am going to walk up to a couple of the crew members and just start asking how long they've been on the ship for.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. So you asked around through a couple of the crew members, and most of them just shake their head, don't engage in conversation, and continue about what they're doing. One of them looks over to you, seeing you, asking around, and wipes his hand down with a rag, and it's a tiefling. And he kind of takes the rag and like wipes the sweat off of his forehead if he was sweating, where it would be. It looks like it's a kind of a habit motion. And wipes his horns down. He drops the rag down to the deck. And he says, new arrival?
Aye.
He nods. He says, I've been here, I think it's 25 years now.
25 years, that's a long time.
It is, and eternity's longer.
It's true. Do you think there's any way to get off at all?
Sorry, I'm really trying real hard not to say phrasing.
I'm surprised Mags just didn't immediately break.
I thought it. I thought it.
Control. I'm impressed.
I know. I was also taking a drink of something and didn't want it coming out my nose.
He says, from what I remember of life, there were tales of those that slipped the Pauper's fate. But whether those be make-believe in children's stories or based in fact is beyond my knowledge.
What did the tales say?
Oh, nothing specific, unfortunately. So-and-so came back to life after 3 days or 3 weeks or 3 years, and who knows if these are tales of actual resurrection or if someone left town for a while and came back.
Well, what is that book on his hip for?
He shakes his head and he says, I don't know. He keeps it close by always, and if he ever references it, it's in the private time of his own, the private space of his own quarters. Jesus, I'll get that sentence out in a minute.
So he doesn't let anyone else see it.
He shakes his head.
Must be very important to him then. A ledger, perhaps.
Possibly.
Well, thank you much for your time. I'm sorry I didn't catch your name.
He extends his hand, and you notice that one hand is missing, but he extends the one that he does, and he says, "I'm Azraeth."
I'll go ahead and I'll shake his hand.
He says,
Thank you, Azraeth. I'm Jenka.
Nice to make your acquaintance. If you need any help around the ship or have questions, feel free to come find me.
Well, I do have one more before I go. Where are we headed?
That I do not know. That is something only the captain knows, I'm afraid.
So what happens? We just stare at the same sea and sky with all these souls? Nothing else?
He nods. He says, most of us make ourselves busy around the ship doing work because it fends off the boredom. But the ship goes whether or not we're here.
It's unsettling. All right. Thank you.
He nods. All right. Let's see. Choka, what are you doing?
Being rather silent, probably rowing a little bit harder out of frustration, trying not at the moment to crack and start yelling at Zoo.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
After, let's see. You guys have been on there for about 30 minutes before Jinka got up. After about 15 minutes after she's gotten up, you hear a voice. And it says, "Ha! So you weren't found worthy either, were ya? Fucking mutineers."
I guess nobody is truly worthy in the end.
Yeah, especially you backstabbing fucks. And you realize the voice is coming from your belt.
I kind of recognize the voice.
Yeah.
This fucker.
You plotted and planned and hurt my pups time and time again. And then you plan to have them keelhauled by having a couple of your cowards attack them in your name.
No, never planned for a keel hauling. You were never going to die. They were just going to rough you up a bit. I needed a crew for my vessel, and I needed the weakness kicked out of them a bit. Needed to make sure that they could stand up to it. needed to get away from the captain. But seems I don't need to worry about that anymore.
So you want it off as well?
Aye.
Funny. Seems we're both off the ship now.
Not the ideal situation I wanted, but at least the Captain Harrington's not around any longer, so I suppose that's something.
Zook, like, he kind of looks down at his belt. He goes, for what it's worth, I'm sorry I threw your body at people.
For what it's worth, I couldn't feel it.
Well, it would be amazing if you could.
That'd be a special hell for sure.
Yes, but now we all pay for our crimes.
I guess I'll learn to row with me teeth. And he, like, kind of hop lunges trying to bite at the oar. Not really successful because he's still tied to your belt, but he's trying.
Like, I think, like, as this is happening, he's, like, Toka's gonna just, like, look back and just, like, stare at Zoo for a moment and then go back, like, grunting as he's just putting more weight into the rowing.
Okay. Zuzu, what are you doing?
Zoo was minding his own business for the most part. Kind of like the moment that he appeared in there, he tried to make himself as small as possible. He kind of pressed his frills down against his head so the color wasn't visible, and kind of hunched slightly. But the moment that Toka turned to look at him, Zoo throws a little bit of a fit with the oar and just kind of tosses it down and stomps off.
Okay. And so the way the oars are set up is these are long kind of shafts of oars, and the oars are out in the water. So it's taking two people to kind of row them. And even though like they row on their own, it's kind of seating for two on each one. And when you kind of get up and you begin to walk off, you hear a voice call at you. Hey! I'm not rowing this fucking thing by myself. Get back here.
And Zoo just keeps moving. Doesn't even look back.
Fucking lizard folk, I swear to God. And you hear this, like, heavy stomps of, like, short, quick steps. And then you feel, like, this grip around your waist as the arms are, like, and shoulders are right at your waist, and you feel your feet come up off the deck. And you get turned around and walked back to your seat and plopped down right in front of your seat. And there's a dwarf, and he looks at you. You're fucking not leaving me here doing this by myself.
Did that dwarf just pick me up?
He did.
He manhandled you.
I don't even know how to react to that.
He says, look, I've been here for a day. I don't know how any of this shit works, and I don't want to get in trouble because your ass left. Sit down.
I think Zoo is probably just as surprised as I am.
I think that dwarf owes you dinner.
Yeah, so he'll probably just kind of sit there shocked a little bit for a minute that he was just manhandled by a dwarf, and then he'll just go back to rowing, but he's staring daggers at the back of Toka's head.
The dwarf sits down, he grabs onto the oar, begins to row with you.
Toka just calls out, "Keep your eye on that one, dwarf. He likes to run away."
And the dwarf, hey, is that a crack? Are you making fun of me up there, fucking turtle? And Zoo, you look down and you can see that the dwarf has a scar over one of his eyes, and the eye that's there is milky, where the scar kind of runs through it. The other eye has got this bright blue sheen to it, or at least the not the iris, the other part.
Lara?
Yep.
Sure, that one. I'm not a doctor, damn it.
Damn it, Jim, I'm not a doctor.
But he's actually like, he looks like he spent his life building and making things like you would assume from a dwarf. Like his forearms are probably the size of your calves. And he's just got this grip on the oar that, like, if the oar could crack, it probably would under his grip as he's rowing. But yeah, he clearly shouts at Toka, "Is that a fucking crack?"
Toka's gonna look back at him and like point at his own missing eye. It's like, why would I make fun of a kindred spirit?
Just watch fucking tone. I still don't know what the hell's going on here.
We're dead.
No, can't be dead. These are not the halls. I can't be dead.
No halls. Popper's fate.
Fuck's a pauper? No, I mean, I know what a pauper is, but fuck's a pauper's fate? This bullshit. I should be in the halls.
What halls?
The dwarven halls. You know, where dwarves go when they die. Mead, ale, winches, gold, big hammers. All the great things in life.
No halls or wenches here, dwarf. Just...
There was a wench earlier. I saw her go upstairs.
Not one that would be interested in you.
How do you know? Are you a wench? Do you know? I mean, was she your wench? Is that how you know? I don't think you know what's going on here either.
What do you mammals call them? Yes, she is like a daughter. Well, and no, you
I'm
are
no
not
longer
in
talking to
your
you
halls.
about her then.
We are not in your halls. We are on
Clearly,
a
I'm in a
ship.
fucking boat.
We are on a ship paying for our crimes that we committed in life.
Oh boy. Well, that's gonna be a thing then.
It'd be here a while.
Yeah. And he just goes back to kind of rowing for a little bit.
Womp womp.
And then after about 5 minutes, he looks back over at Zoo, and he says, "So when do we get off? When's our shift done?"
Zoo kind of glances over at him, looks him up and down. Not that that's much of a look for a dwarf. And he just says, "By the looks of you, never."
Well, then I need to find a way off, because I do not feel complete without my hammers. And this thing, while it's a nice sturdy oar, it's not a hammer.
Zoo wishes to leave too.
Well, I guess we can just row for now and until we find a way off. I don't see any other options. I mean, that winch went upstairs, but I don't know if it's okay for the rest of us. Maybe that's the captain's winch. I'm not sure.
Zoo thinks
Zora's gonna
dwarf
kill me.
is smart. Zoo agrees. Observe, plan. Running in hastily never works.
Why did you say that so loud?
Neither does abandoning your family.
And Ari just kind of shouts over. It's like, "Would you two stop? You're already dead."
Wait, we're
Good.
dead? Fuck.
As Toka's like, yes, maybe this eternity in his he could learn for his next life about not being a coward.
And Ari just takes a moment. She gets up from her seat and says, "I'll be right back, old man." And she just walks down the aisle to Toka. And
Go ahead.
who's next to Toka?
It's probably a human.
Pug's head.
Yeah, well, Pug's head. And let's see, there's a human teenager there. Probably looked like he's probably just turned 15 or 16.
Oh, it's close to my age.
We laugh.
Look at him and is like, "You, scooch."
But this is my seat.
You can have it back when I'm done. Scoot.
But
Take a break.
I'm still using it.
What do you need, pup?
Wait, you just can't go around calling her a pup just because she's a tiefling, okay? That's rude.
I looked down and
Kind of like
she's my pup.
All right, fine, whatever.
in between the two of them. It's like, "Ugh, I'm skinny enough. I can make this work. Ugh." She just like casually starts rowing with him. It's like, you need to take chill pill.
But I wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting
Not
here.
you,
Oh,
not you.
But-
She's just like petting him. It's like, not you.
I'll just be over here then.
He abandoned us.
He didn't want to die, Dad. Come on. Not only that, but none of us were ready to fight.
He was. Out of every one of you, I trusted his blades the most. He is the only one who's ever given me a challenge in a spar. I knew what he was capable of. And instead of using his skills when we desperately needed him, he ran.
I mean, that is
Yes,
a fair point.
maybe we die. But we die as warriors, not with knives in our back.
But we're all in the wrong, Toka. Come on. You can't stay mad at him forever.
I believe eternity can prove that wrong.
She just shoots him this look like, I don't even know how to respond to that. I thought I knew you. I was like, for my sake, learn to forgive. We will get out of here.
That would be a story.
It will be.
You hear? Oh wait, no, never mind.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. I was thinking wrong
No,
place.
I was done. That's all I wanted to add.
How loud are you guys talking?
I'm about as loud as I'm actually speaking. I'm being not super quiet, but kind of hushed.
Okay.
Toka's talking loud enough so Zoo can hear him, so he can feel the sting.
Okay. And there at the end, you hear a voice chime up, and Arias, it's directly beside you, and he says, "Wait, there's other folks getting out of here. Hang on, let's work this out. I'm sure there's something we could do here to help each other get off this fucking boat."
What is that? She kind of looks. I was like, what am I looking at? Who said that?
And he's like,
I just pushed the goblin off the bench out into the aisle.
I was standing anyway. Just hold your horse.
Like,
fuck.
Yeah.
This guy's rude. Anyhow, and he stands out in the middle of the aisle, and he's got his tricorner hat on, and he's got his pirate garb on, and he takes his hat off, and he does the over extended bow, and he says, "I am fuck, I gotta come up with a name. Where's Goblin Name Generator when I need one?"
You just need an entire monitor dedicated.
I really do. It'll all say Bob. He says, I am Korlak, at your service. I am Korlak the Mighty.
Mighty loud and boisterous.
Mighty in some other places too, but there's children present. And he says, I think there's got to be a way off the ship, right? 'Cause the ship doesn't go on forever. There are only so many seats here, right? So clearly people have come and gone. There must be a way off the ship.
How much time has passed by since they've all been talking?
It's probably been, you guys have probably, including the half hour before you kind of got up and did anything, it's probably been about an hour total.
Okay. At this point, I'm back down,
Okay.
rowing with them.
All right, so you see Karlak kind of give his bow, and you hear the conversation between him and Arlen. Like what? Everybody just wants to stay here forever? You guys are terrible.
No, but
Already planning a mutiny already?
No mutiny is
Hasn't
just a
even been a
mistake.
day.
No, less of a mutiny, more of a jailbreak. And for your information, it's been 2 days or 3. I don't know. You lose track of time down here.
Maybe for you.
Yeah. Why would I want to stay any longer? All these other people, he's like pointing around, they've been here, I don't know, what, 100 years, 3,000 years, I don't know, whatever. They're fucking complacent. They've accepted their shit. You new people are new here. Before you get complacent, we need to find a way off the boat.
What color is the goblin?
Ethereal, as are everyone. Or as is everyone?
Like there's no hint of
like a hue. We're
color
all
in his
gray and
etherealness.
You're all kind of very blue, see-through, translucent, ghosty colors.
Okay.
Well, we're planning a mutiny.
No!
Killing certain
Stop
people.
saying the M word. That's how you got here in the first place. Jailbreak, not a mutiny. I don't want to take over the ship. I want to get out of the ship.